back with another one. How are my kings and queens? Well, I hope. Right, story time. We've not done a story time in a long time, so we're going to do one. So this is a while ago. God damn, we're talking 14 years, 13 years ago. It's a good time ago anyway, yeah. So I get talking to some lady, and you know, she found me very attractive. Of course she fucking did. And yeah, it was going well. Yeah, we had a couple of dates, and I thought she seems pretty cool, and she thought I was pretty cool. So I told her, so I think you're pretty cool, Doc. I think you are. Suddenly that went straight to her fucking head, right? Obviously not particularly. She was a bit of a dickhead. So she suddenly just changed the tune, right? We went for date number 3, yeah. And I turn up, yeah. And she's like, smug as fuck. She's like, he fucking likes me. I'm making no fucking effort. And I did notice, right? Text messages are getting fewer and further apart. Getting shorter and shorter as well. I'm thinking, she's fucking losing interest here. But we'd already arranged the date, and she was turning up for the date as well. And maybe she wasn't losing interest. Maybe she's just had a shit few days. She was tired, not in the mood, whatever. I didn't really think about it that much. But very quickly, like she was waiting hours and hours to text me back. I thought maybe she's busy. I don't know. I've not got a crystal ball. I'm just going to roll with it. I'm going to turn up, see what's what. Yeah. So I did. And as soon as I get there, we're going for a meal, right? And I sit down, and she sits down on the other side of the table, and I'm like, you right then, Doc? And I tell you now, she's like this fucker. You what? On her fucking phone, right? Constantly. And I says, what are you doing? I just went, I'm just on my phone. And in my head, I'm thinking, hang on a fucking minute, Doc. You were never on your phone before. Like, it took you hours and hours to message. Now all of a sudden you're never off the fucker. That's when I realised she's been a cunt, right? So straight away, I just said to her, I looked her straight in the eye. I said, look, not while we're eating, okay? I says, unless it's an emergency, I think it's rude. And she was like, carried about her business. Back on the fucking phone 2 minutes later. So I was like, I just looked at her straight in the eye and I said, look, I can tell you don't want to be here right now. So why don't you fuck off? And that's how I said it to her and all. Now what do you think happened after that? Well, this may surprise you. It surprised me. She fucking kissed me, right? Seriously, I mean, dinner arrived. Yeah, she fucking kissed me. Can you believe it, right? And dinner had just arrived, and I got a mouthful of fucking chicken, and she's there trying to fucking snog me. I'm like, fucking hell, what are you doing? Instantly, she changed the tune again. She was like, oh, I'll best be on my best behaviour now, you know what I mean? Or she was really hungry, I don't know. But now, for the rest of the date, she changed her fucking tune, right? Now, why did she? I had to think about this one. And because I stood up for myself. Yeah? I stood up for myself. I was like, you know what, Duke? I'm not tolerating disrespect. And clearly, you're fucking disrespecting me. I'm not having it. So what did that show her? I showed her I'm a man with some testicles, yeah? That just because she's pretty doesn't mean she's going to get away with fucking murder. Because she ain't, yeah? Now, I'm all for being pleasant with the ladies, and maybe fuck off wasn't the right words I should have used. You know, in hindsight, I'd have just asked her to leave and not swore at her. But hey, I was young. And, you know, and I wasn't even riled either. I wasn't emotional. And I think that's the difference as well. That just nicely I says, you know, why don't you fuck off? And then I even said after that, I said, look, I'd rather eat dinner on my own than be sat here with somebody who don't want to be here. Just go. Yeah? Just as I'm telling you right now. You know what I mean? So it wasn't, I wasn't going, where you fuck off. I wasn't being emotional, okay? It was very calm, like, no, genuinely, I would rather eat my dinner on my own than with some daft cunt who's rude and that doesn't want to be there. Yeah? True story. I just said it. So, yeah, anyway, she changed the fucking tune, and the why she changed the tune was because I showed I've got a sack. I will stand up for myself, yeah? Women need to know that you're going to stand up for yourself. I mean, part of shit tests sometimes is, will he stand up for himself? Because if you're not going to stand up to her, she's thinking, is he going to stand up to any fucker? Yeah? Because I'm not being funny, chaps. No woman wants to be with a guy who never stands up for himself. She's not. Because that's a guy who's going to be walked all over. Yeah? That's a guy who's going to be taken advantage of. It's not attractive, is it? It's not. So, bear that one in mind. And I will add, chaps, if she is disrespecting you, don't date her again. Bin her off. She ain't the one, is she? She is clearly not the one. And if all you lads had self-respect where you don't put up with that kind of disrespect, they'd all behave. They would. Okay, so don't tolerate bullshit. You're better than that. Yeah? And as for the ladies watching this, you got a bloke who's disrespecting you. Same applies to you. You're better than that. Do not be disrespected. There you go. Yeah, a bit of a quick story time for you there. It just popped into my head while I had the phone out and that. So, boom, there you are. Like the video. Drop us a comment. Let us know if there's been a time you've stood up for yourself on a date and, you know, and it's gone surprisingly well. You know, we are all people, guys, you know what I mean? And sometimes they need telling off if they're being rude and disrespectful. Don't tolerate that. And you should never tolerate that shit anyway, because you tolerating disrespect and someone being rude to you, you keep doing that enough times, all you're doing is telling yourself that you are somebody that doesn't deserve respect. Yeah? And it's also telling them, hey, don't worry about it. I'm not worthy of respect anyway, so you crack on. You sit there all day long on your phone. Don't even look up and say hello to me. Stand up for yourself. Do it, yeah? For you. For yourself. While you're at it, be the best you. I do that for you. Cheers.
Oh, you're forgetting something, dickhead.
Oh, hang on, I forgot the wink. Boom, there you go. Can't forget the wink now, can we?